You see them everywhere in gas stations, gyms, office desks, and college dorm rooms, those tall, bright cans promising instant power, laser focus, and unstoppable stamina. But what if I told you the biggest story about energy drinks is not what they give you, but what they quietly take away? Most people think energy drinks are just strong soda with extra caffeine. Others believe they're performance magic in a can, and some even treat them like harmless flavored water because they are sold right next to sports drinks and juices. The truth sits somewhere far more complicated and far more interesting. Energy drinks were born from the idea that modern life is exhausting. Long work hours, night study sessions, side hustles, endless scrolling, and constant pressure to perform created a market for quick energy, and companies responded with bold branding, extreme sports marketing, and words like power, focus, and endurance. Yet the human body does not actually run on caffeine, it runs on sleep, balanced nutrition, hydration, and stable blood sugar. And that is where the story begins, because caffeine does not create energy. It blocks a chemical in your brain called adenosine, which builds up during the day and makes you feel tired. When caffeine blocks it, you do not suddenly gain fuel. You simply stop feeling the signal of fatigue for a while, which can feel amazing at first. Sharper thoughts, faster reaction time, better mood. But imagine covering the low fuel light on your car dashboard with tape. You can keep driving, but the engine is still running low. That is what happens when people rely on energy drinks day after day without fixing the root causes of their exhaustion. Now here is where old myths mix with modern marketing. For decades, parents warned teenagers that coffee would stunt growth, which was never proven. Yet many of those same teens now drink 2 or 3 energy drinks in one afternoon, believing they are safer because they taste fruity and look cool. The reality is that one standard energy drink can contain as much caffeine as 2 or even 3 cups of coffee, and sometimes more, especially in larger cans. And when combined with sugar, the effect becomes a roller coaster, because sugar spikes blood glucose, quickly giving a burst of energy. Then insulin rises and blood sugar drops, leading to that familiar crash, irritability, brain fog, and the desire for another. This cycle can train the brain to associate stress relief and productivity with a sweet caffeinated hit, and over time, tolerance builds, meaning the same amount no longer feels strong. So people increase the dose, which increases heart rate, blood pressure, and strain on the nervous system. In healthy adults, moderate caffeine can be safe, but the problem is rarely moderation. It is stacking a morning coffee, an afternoon energy drink, a pre-workout powder, and maybe a soda at night, without realizing the total intake. And caffeine hides in many places: chocolate, pain relievers, even certain teas, and the body metabolizes caffeine at different speeds, depending on genetics, age, medications, and liver health. So, 2 friends can drink the same can and feel completely different effects. One may feel focused and calm, the other shaky, anxious, and unable to sleep. Speaking of sleep, this is one of the most underestimated parts of the energy drink story, because caffeine has a half-life of several hours, meaning if you drink it at 4 in the afternoon, a significant portion is still active in your system at 10 at night and even later, which reduces deep sleep quality. Even if you fall asleep, and poor deep sleep means less physical recovery, weaker immune response, and worse memory consolidation. So the next day, you feel more tired, which increases the temptation for another drink. And the loop continues. Now, let us talk about the extra ingredients that often create an aura of science. Words like taurine, guarana, ginseng, B vitamins, and amino acid sound powerful, and some of them do have roles in the body. Taurine supports nerve function. B vitamins help convert food into usable energy. Ginseng has been studied for fatigue, but in most energy drinks, these ingredients are either present in amounts that do not match clinical studies or combined in ways that are not fully researched together. And guarana itself contains caffeine, so it can raise the total stimulant load even higher than the label suggests if you only look at the caffeine number. Many people also believe that B vitamins provide instant energy, but vitamins do not act like gasoline. They support metabolic pathways, and if you're not deficient, taking large amounts will not turn you into a superhero. It will simply result in excess being excreted, often turning your urine bright yellow, which some mistake as proof that it is working when it is really proof your body is removing what it does not need. Another myth is that energy drinks are necessary for athletic performance, when in fact, hydration, electrolytes, carbohydrates, and proper training matter far more. In endurance sports, too much caffeine can even impair fine motor control, increase dehydration if combined with high sugar, and cause stomach upset during intense activity. that said caffeine in controlled doses has been shown to enhance certain aspects of performance, which is why it appears in many pre-workout formulas. But again, context and dosage are everything, and slamming a large sugary can right before a workout is not the same as measured intake under guidance. Now, let us explore the mental side. Because energy drinks are often marketed as focus tools for students and professionals, and yes, caffeine can temporarily improve alertness reaction time and even mood. However, high doses can increase anxiety, restlessness, and in some individuals trigger panic symptoms, especially when combined with lack of sleep, stress, and dehydration. Imagine college students studying for finals, sleeping 5 hours a night, drinking 2 energy drinks per day, and wondering why their heart races during exams. The drink may feel like the solution, but it may also be amplifying the stress response by increasing adrenaline and cortisol, which over time can strain both mind and body. There's also the issue of mixing energy drinks with alcohol, a trend that became popular in nightlife, since people believe the caffeine helps them stay awake and in control. But what actually happens is that the stimulant masks the sedating effects of alcohol, making people feel less drunk than they truly are, leading to higher consumption, increased risk taking, and greater strain on the heart. This combination has been linked to more accidents and risky behaviors because perception does not match reality, and the body ends up confused by signals to speed up and slow down at the same time. Then there's the heart itself. Most healthy adults can tolerate moderate caffeine, but high doses, especially consumed quickly, can increase heart rate and blood pressure, and in rare cases may contribute to arrhythmias, particularly in individuals with underlying conditions that they may not even know they have. Emergency rooms have reported cases of palpitations, chest pain, and severe anxiety after excessive energy drink consumption. And while these cases are not the norm, they highlight that these beverages are not simple flavored water. They are potent stimulants packaged attractively. Now consider teenagers whose bodies and brains are still developing. Major health organizations often recommend that children and adolescents limit or avoid high caffeine intake because their smaller body mass means the same could deliver a stronger relative dose, and because sleep is critical for growth, learning, and emotional regulation. Yet marketing often targets younger audiences through gaming, influencers, extreme sports, and colorful designs, creating a culture where carrying an energy drink feels like a badge of productivity or coolness. Beyond caffeine and sugar, we should talk about dental health because many energy drinks are acidic, which can erode tooth enamel over time, especially when sipped slowly throughout the day. Acid plus sugar creates a perfect storm for cavities and sensitivity, and athletes who drink them during workouts may unknowingly increase risk because dry mouth reduces natural saliva protection. Another overlooked factor is the psychological habit loop. When someone associates cracking open a can with motivation, starting work, or pushing through fatigue, the ritual itself becomes a cue for productivity, which can be powerful but also limiting because it teaches the brain that focus requires an external chemical rather than internal discipline. Structured breaks, proper nutrition, or movement. Yet here is a surprising twist. Not all energy drinks are equal. In recent years, companies have introduced sugar-free versions with artificial or natural non-calorie sweeteners, which remove the blood sugar spike and crash but still deliver caffeine. This can reduce calorie intake, but it does not eliminate the stimulant effect, and some people report digestive discomfort or altered appetite with certain sweeteners. So reading labels and understanding personal tolerance becomes essential, and there are also smaller caffeine options emerging, recognizing that not everyone needs extreme doses. The conversation is slowly shifting from maximum stimulation to smarter energy, which raises an important question: what does real sustainable energy actually look like in everyday life? It often looks boring compared to neon cans. It looks like 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, regular meals with protein, fiber, and healthy fats, steady hydration, exposure to natural light in the morning, physical activity that increases circulation, and short breaks to reset attention. These habits may not promise instant explosion of power, but they build a stable foundation that reduces the need for emergency boosts. Imagine two workers: one sleeps 6 hours, drinks 2 energy drinks daily, skips breakfast, and crashes by mid-afternoon. The other sleeps 8 hours, eats balanced meals, drinks water, and Maybe one small coffee in the morning, the second person may not feel dramatic surges, but they also avoid dramatic crashes. And over months, that stability compounds into better mood, stronger immunity, and clearer thinking. None of this means energy drinks are evil or must be banned for many adults and occasional can during a long drive, night shift, or intense project may be a reasonable choice. The key is awareness of total caffeine intake, timing, personal sensitivity, and underlying health conditions, and also understanding that if you feel dependent on multiple cans just to function, that is a signal worth examining rather than masking. Sometimes chronic fatigue points to iron deficiency, thyroid imbalance, poor sleep, hygiene, high stress, or mental health struggles, and covering those with caffeine delays proper solutions. It is also fascinating to consider how cultural perception shapes behavior. In some countries, strong coffee has been part of daily life for centuries, consumed socially and slowly, while energy drinks are often consumed quickly and alone during stress, which changes the experience entirely. The speed of consumption matters because chugging delivers a rapid spike in caffeine levels compared to sipping gradually, and rapid spikes are more likely to cause jitteriness and heart pounding feelings. So, even if someone chooses to drink one, slowing down can change the effect. We should also address cost because daily energy drink habits can quietly drain hundreds or even thousands of dollars per year, money that could go toward healthier food, gym memberships, or even extra rest through reduced overtime. And when you step back, you see that the real energy economy is not just about biology, but about time, pressure, productivity, culture, advertising, psychology, and personal habits. Companies are not villains for selling what people demand, but consumers benefit from understanding how marketing language like clean energy, natural boost, or zero crash can oversimplify complex physiological responses. No drink can override the fundamental laws of human biology. You cannot permanently trade sleep for stimulation without paying interest later. Yet humans are remarkably adaptive, and when used thoughtfully, caffeine can be a helpful tool, much like a flashlight. In the dark, useful when needed, but not a replacement for the sun. So the next time you reach for that bright, can pause for a moment, ask yourself, am I tired because I truly need rest, or because I'm bored, dehydrated, underfueled, or stressed? Sometimes a glass of water, a brisk 5-minute walk, or a protein-rich snack can restore alertness more sustainably than another stimulant. And if you do choose an energy drink, consider smaller sizes, earlier timing, lower sugar, and tracking your total daily caffeine so you stay within generally recommended limits for healthy adults, which are often cited around 400 milligrams per day, though individual tolerance varies and lower amounts are advised for pregnant individuals and those with certain conditions. Remember that your heart, brain, liver, and adrenal system all respond to what you consume, even if the effects are subtle. At first, the story of energy drinks is not black and white. It is a story of chemistry, convenience, culture, and choice. They are neither magic potions nor guaranteed poison. They are concentrated stimulants wrapped in lifestyle branding, and like any powerful tool, they can help or harm depending on how they are used. And the most surprising fact of all might be this: the strongest, most reliable energy you can build does not come from a can. It comes from consistent sleep, nourishing food, movement, stress management, meaningful goals, and connection with others. Those habits may not fit in your hand, but they power every cell in your body every single day. So now, I am curious about you. Do you use energy drinks occasionally, daily, or not at all? Have you noticed crashes, jitters, better workouts, or sleep problems? Share your experience in the comments because your story might help someone else make a smarter choice. And if you found this deep dive eye-opening and helpful, tap like, subscribe for more science-backed health truths, and stay tuned as we uncover the hidden facts behind everyday products that shape your life.